Hey everyone, I'm Joe Ferzoco.
And I'm Chris Ferzoco, and we're going to be looking at market statistics today. We're going to actually check out the month of October, Joe, versus September here in 2025, which is actually kind of the end of the third quarter into the beginning of the fourth quarter a little bit too. So kind of see how we're transitioning into that time of year. We're going to be looking at the overall sales value of properties. We're going to be looking at the number of properties that came on the market. We'll look at the number of properties that sold in that given month, meaning which they went to settlement, they closed, so they're off the books entirely. And we're also going to take a look at the sales price versus list price as well, and kind of take a look at what are we seeing there with the trends with regards to asking price versus the actual sale price.
Absolutely, Chris, and we really greatly appreciate all the feedback you guys give us on the videos here. Actually, a couple of things point in there as far as business is concerned. We are looking into maybe expanding a little bit. Some of you have pointed out, like in the Wildwoods, we're not necessarily looking in. We're talking about West Wildwood. We've kind of lumped that all in there. So in future videos, we will be starting to break in West Wildwood into those as well, and then a few other towns that we also cover that we sort of lump into in like Cape May Courthouse or Lower Township. We'll kind of expand a little bit more on that, and of course we're bringing you more up to date on other happenings down here, at the Jersey Shore. So please continue to watch, and if you like what you see, if you like what you hear here, please make sure you subscribe below, tap that bell for instant notifications, and please hit the like button, and you will be the first to get the most up-to-date market information down here at the Jersey Shore. No, not that Jersey Shore, our Jersey Shore. Ventnor, Margate, Longport, Ocean City, Sea Isle, Strathmore, Sea Isle, Stone Harbor, Avalon, North Wildwood, Wildwood Crest, West Wildwood, Cape May, North Cape May Courthouse, and Upper Township. And as Chris said before, we're going to start looking here at October versus September numbers. So why don't you get us started here, Chris, as we roll into the fourth quarter?
Yeah, so we're going to look at Ocean City. I always like to start in the northern area there, Joe, and we're just going to take Ocean City, look at the overall sales value. We did see a drop at about 15%. We went from 1.65 down to 1.4. So again, just a 15% drop there, just something to monitor. We have seen over the given months that things kind of pop up and down. Before I go any further, we always like to clarify too, what we're looking at here when we talk about the actual sales value or what other statistics that we're looking at. The breakdown is all property, anything that's on the multiple listing, okay? So we're talking about commercial, residential, vacant lots, condos, efficiencies, beachfronts, bayfronts. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's actually had been listed on the multiple listing service, it is included in these market statistics for the overall picture as well. And that could be something that maybe we can break down in other videos as well. If you're looking for more single family, condo, more specific information, gladly to do that for you as well. Let us know in the comments if that's something that you'd like to see. So again, jumping back, overall in Ocean City, there was a 15% drop in the overall sales value. When you look at the number of properties that actually sold, that actually did drop as well. We went from 70 in September down to 62, so an 11% drop there in the month of October. That was a little surprising to me there. And then actually we saw the number of properties that came on the market also decreased. We went from 136 down to 125 at an 8% drop. So kind of seeing some drops there, which was a little surprising to me coming out of the month of September into October. I thought we'd actually see a bit of a bump there and the number of solds just from a little bit more activity in September, properties going under contract in August and September, maybe closing in October. And of course, thinking maybe a little bit more sellers would start to consider going on the market. Thought we'd see a bump there too. So I was a bit surprised at that, something to monitor there, but again, we're still looking at overall, I mean, the number of properties for sale currently in Ocean City sits at about 269 at the making of this video. So there's definitely inventory out there, folks, if you are a buyer in the market. The overall sale price versus list price, they actually did bump up, actually went up to 97%. So that was a 2% increase there in Ocean City. Moving down the coast into Sea Isle. So we're actually looking here, big drop. We actually went from 2.28, which was a big number in September anyway, actually dropped to about 1.52, which is about a 33% drop. Now, that is a huge drop. I just want to clarify, the 1.5 though is probably a little bit more in line consistently if we go back and look at all of our videos where Sea Isle's really been sitting. So this like 2.2 was like just, whoa, that was a huge, that was more of a real big jump. Probably a lot of new construction over the summer had closed in September and completed and then closing in the fall there. So I'm when I'm putting the, reading the tea leaves there, I'm seeing this number's a little bit more in line with traditionally where the market's been sitting for Sea Isle. For the number of properties that actually had sold was the exact same. We had 14 in September, 14 in October. And the number of properties that actually came on the market, there was actually an increase there. We bumped up 15%, again, which is what I was expecting to see in Ocean City. I went from 20 up to 23. So nothing major, but consistent with regards to 20 up to 23. Sales price to list price was actually the same. Both months were 98%. And right now in CL, we're kind of sitting about 100 days on the market, Joe, which has been very consistent for CL.
Sure thing. So let's move down the Parkway a little bit, Chris, and actually kind of what you were talking about with CI. I'll be interested to see what happens when we do our November month comparison to October. So let's start here in North Wildwood because your average sale price jumped up 44%. Your average sale price in North Wildwood was $1.46 million from $821,000 in September. So that can certainly equate to, new constructions finishing and closing in the month of October as opposed to September. So we'll kind of watch that, see how that kind of goes there. With regards to the number of transactions, it was a 15% increase. It went from 22 in September to 26. So yes, it was an increase, but we had 4 more properties sell in the month of October. As far as inventory, same as in the month before. Had about 37 properties hitting the market in October. Your list price to sale price, that actually dropped about to 94.8%, so about 95% your list price to sale price. And your days on market was about the same, about 112 days on the market for properties. Moving into Wildwood, had about a 19% jump in your average sale price in October. $707,000 was your average sale price in Wildwood. As far as the number of transactions, identical to the month of September. We had about 24 transactions in Wildwood for October's inventory. That did drop a little bit, dropped about 32%. So the number of properties coming on the market was only 26. And ironically enough, we didn't have a single town in the southern half of the county that we cover that had an increase in their inventory as far as the number of properties from the month before. So there are certainly properties for sale, but as far as an increase, as far as what's hit the market from the month before, nope. It was either the same or a decrease. Your list price to sale price in Wildwood, that dropped. It was about 94% list price to sale price. Days on market did jump up, 215 days on the market right now for properties selling. That could also, again, much like the pricing in North Wildwood with new construction selling, a lot of the new construction in Wildwood potentially selling as the days on market progress. They break ground, they list a property. Well, now your days on market until it's done, could be 6 months. So just, again, something to watch when it comes to days on market there. Wildwood Crest, your average sale price was $829,000. That was a 19% increase from the month before. Number of properties that sold, number of transactions, that dropped 54%. We only had 11 transactions in the Crest in the month of October. And as far as inventory, again, the same. We had 19 properties that hit the market in October, pretty much the same as September. List price to sale price was about the same, 97%. Days on market about the same, right around about 120 for days on market there. Rolling into Diamond Beach, Sea Point Village, had a 10% drop in your average sale price. $909,000 was your average sale price compared to $1.06 million in the month of September. So a little bit of a drop there. Nothing overly concerning. As far as the number of properties that sold, as usual in Sea Point Village and Diamond Beach, we had a 33% increase because we had 6 units sell there as opposed to 4 the month before. Inventory, was a 60% decrease because we only had 2 come on the market as opposed to 5 the month before. Huge percentages, but not really big numbers when it comes to the actuality of them. List price to sale price, again, sitting around 95%. Your days on market, that did jump. In Sea Point Village, Diamond Beach in September, it was 51 days. It's 112 coming out of October. So again, something we'll watch there. And of course, Cape May, your average sale price, that was another drop, 13%, went from 1.71, average sale price was 1.48 million in the month of October there. So we kind of had like an even 50-50 split, Chris, with regards to the county, the southern towns in the county, as far as average sale price, up and down, was kind of like 50-50 on that. So as far as transactions, we had a 56% increase, so almost double the amount of transactions. We had 16 transactions in Cape May in the month of October. And as far as inventory, no real change there. We had 10 properties hit the market as opposed to 13 in September. List price to sale price stayed about the same too, was 95%. And your days on market did drop. 82 days on market was your average for the month of October.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. Cape May next month will be 1.9. So
right.
it'll go right back up.
It'll go right back up.
Moving back up, I want to get into Upper Township, Joe, get into the primary home market here a little bit. Looking at Upper Township, we actually had a 25% decrease. Went from about 552,000 down to about 413,000. So a bit of a dip there in Upper Township. Upper Township had the same number of properties actually close in October as it did September, sitting at 10. So that number had not changed. And as for the number of properties that came on the market, there was actually a 20% increase, actually, which was, for being a primary home market, was good to see. You actually went from 15 up to 18. So nice to see, even, we're in the school year, you're kind of seeing the primary home market keep moving, keep having new listings coming into it as well.
Sure.
You did actually see pretty much the same. It was a slight decrease. We went from 97.5 down to 96% on the sale price to list price. And the days on market sitting right around 59, which is actually an increase by about 14 days from the month of September. So it actually took a little bit longer, a little bit more transactional timeline there in the month of October versus September.
Sure.
Moving over into Summers Point, this is exciting. Summers Point did really well across the board. We actually had a 35% increase. Summers Point went from 448 to over 605,000 in the month of October for your sales price versus your overall sales value. So excellent there for Summers Point. The number of properties that had sold, there was another increase there of 21%. We went from 14 to 17. So we saw another increase in Summers Point, and the number of properties that came on the market were virtually the same. We had 31, Joe, in September, 32 in October. So very consistent, all thumbs up across the board really there for Summers Point.
Yeah.
In fact, the actual sales price versus list price, actually, remember, we jumped up 35%. Actually, was about the same. It was 99% versus 98.5% in October. So, again, the numbers overall were great. And actually, your days on market decreased significantly. You had 6 days drop off there. And the reason I used the word significant was because it's only sitting in 37 days.
Yeah.
So right now, it's virtually a property hits the market. It's selling in about a week and taking 30 days to close. So they're moving in Summers Point.
It's amazing how you go. Some towns like 37 days in Summers Point. Let's go to North Cape May. I would probably say North Cape May, your average days on market, 102 days. So you got 37 days, and then you compared to 102 days. So I will say, when we're looking at North Cape May Courthouse, the southern end of the county here, which we cover, kind of flat, to be honest with you, when it comes to activity and stuff like that, what's happening in those two towns here. I mean, your sale prices, both towns, North Cape May, your average sale price dropped 17% in October, 656,000. Well, nothing to shake a stick at, but that was your average sale price in the month of October. Again, dropped 17%. Number of transactions, same as the month before, 7. Number of listings that hit the market, same as the month before, 8. So kind of flat in North Cape May, not a lot going on there. Average sale price was relatively the same, 97% list price to sale price. It did drop actually from September was 99%. And your days on market did also increase a little bit. It was 102 was your days on market from 93 in September. And again, kind of the same story in Cape May Courthouse. Your average sale price did dropped 29%. Your average sale price was $378,000 for Cape May Courthouse. Number of properties that sold, again, kind of flat. You only had 15 transactions. You had 13 the month before. Number of properties that hit the market, that also dropped. I mean, so again, kind of flat. You only had 15 properties hit the market in Cape May Courthouse, which was a 40% drop from the month before. So, not too much there. Your list price to sale price, that did jump up from 94 to 99%. So you were getting more for your dollar, but you were starting 29% lower. Days on market, again, same thing. It was 86 days on market compared to 100 from the month before. So just, a little flat with some of the offshore towns. In the southern half, from Cape May Courthouse down, Cape May Courthouse and North Cape May. So we'll kind of see how things kind of progress as we roll into November, towards the end of the year, the middle of the fourth quarter. So what are you kind of seeing with anything like this here? Chris, talk about it.
Well, I think it actually kind of shines a light on a couple of things, Joe. Actually, what I'm seeing here really is that there's, again, and I've said this in other videos, there's no real change in the overall inventory, right? 44 properties in Seattle, 53 Upper Township. I mean, the numbers aren't moving when you're talking about inventory. And you just laid out there 7 on the market, 8 sold. 8 came on the market, 7 sold, right? Back and forth, right?
Sure.
So we're not seeing a huge number of properties coming on the market. We're not seeing a huge number of sales. So what I mean by shining the light on that is it's a little bit of a, hey, pay attention here, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, because if you're waiting for that market to turn around and be like, boom, I got a whole bunch of inventory and now I'm going to have a lot to choose from, that's not happening currently. If you're a seller that's sitting there saying, yeah, boom, waiting for those rates to drop and I'm going to boom, 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 and my values are going to go tick, 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 tick. Well, go back and watch the video again. Most of the values did not do that.
No.
Right? Or if they did, but the month before they were lower than they were, like it's all over the place. So you never know necessarily what it's going to be when your timing is what it's going to be, when you're going to hit the market, I should say. So just what I'm saying here is there's homes that are available. There's buyers that are out there that are looking for properties. So if you're a seller, they're out there and they're willing to buy. And the buyers, if you're out there, there's inventory. If you're looking to buy, there's inventory for you. So it's a great time to be doing it. There's, for both sides of the coin, there's that not great level of, high level of competition. So there's an opportunity for you to go in there with a clear mind and not have to rush if you're on a buyer. And you don't have to necessarily have your price dictated to, if you're a seller, by your neighbor or someone else who's also selling to trying to beat you. So there's some opportunity out there. So obviously, as we always say, if you're thinking about it and selling or buying, give us a call. We'll talk with you about your specific situation. We'll lay out exactly what's going on. We'll give you an honest assessment, whether you're a buyer or seller, as to what you can expect, what you can, plan to see, and, obviously helping you get your desired outcome either way. But talk with us directly, really. These numbers are very specific to our area here. Our Jersey Shore, as Joe likes to say, it's not where you live. It's not your primary home market. It has nothing to do with North Jersey. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the Carolinas. This is our shore market. So call the professionals down here and we can outline exactly for you a proven plan of action to help you with your buying and selling.
Yep, exactly right, Chris. And depending on what you're selling, condo, single family home, what specific section of the town that you're in, we all know. We all own down here at the shore. I live, I'm in Ocean City, so I'm in the Gardens, or I'm in the South End, or I'm in North Wildwood. I'm between 1st and 10th, or I'm between 21st and 20th. We all have our little neighborhoods within our towns to which our properties are located. So, we would certainly, sit down. We would do, if you're looking to sell, we would do a market analysis based on the criteria of your home in your specific area to which, you're looking to sell your property. And as we've always said, whether it's this week, next week, 6 months from now, a year from now, just reach out. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email. It would certainly be our pleasure here at the Ferzoco Group to help you with all of your sale process. If you're looking to buy, you can certainly, again, reach out to us. We can hook you up with one of our great agents here at the Ferzoco Group, and we can streamline your property search so that you are on top of the properties as they hit the market. And one big thing we are seeing right now, which we have seen for like the last 6 months, Chris, price adjustments. So as you said, we talk about inventory. Every time there's a price adjustment, it's a new listing. So, we sit here and we talk about, we only had, 19 properties hit the market in Wildwood Crest. Well, if I look at how many price adjustments we had for the month, I bet you it's more than 19. Amen. Heck, sometimes we see 19 in a day.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And those are considered new listings. So we can certainly get you with a buyer specialist at the Ferzoco Group to make sure that, those are coming right into your, into your inbox right away, or they're reaching out, they're giving you a call. Hey, this just dropped on the market. We can certainly keep you up to date on that. So that's going to put a bow on that there. That is October versus September 2025.
Next video, next video, Turkey Day.
How about that, man? So until next time, he's Chris, I'm Joe. We'll see you at the beach.